Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern has returned from a whirlwind trip to the United States, selling the message that New Zealand is open for business. Joining me now is NBR columnist Brigitte Morten. Hi, Brigitte.
Hi, how's it going?
So we had the Prime Minister and MP Chris Hipkins, both in the United States. Were they really pushing that welcome back message?
Well, they certainly were selling it, but the thing is that that's not necessarily what's happening back at home. You know, they're out there selling to the world that we're open, please come back, we want to see you. But actually, during the last couple of years, we've sent some pretty strong signals that we actually don't want to see you.
So will this be a major drawcard in bringing people back to New Zealand, that welcome back message, given we've got low unemployment and a severe skills shortage?
Yeah, I think absolutely. It's, we're wanting people to come in, but we haven't quite got those immigration settings right yet, or that message right to people that if you choose to come and invest, and settle down in New Zealand, that we're going to treat you, right, make sure you've got a pathway that actually you can make this your home, rather than just kind of using you as a widget in our sort of economy.
We are welcoming back international students at the end of next month. Do they want to return, given the uncertainty about COVID-19 and how they might be supported while back here in New Zealand?
Yeah, we used to COVID have a massive international student economy here. It was big business, and that really crashed during COVID because not only did universities originally, have to close, and that's very understandable, but many people went home like they were told to do so, but then found that they couldn't come back and there was no timings or certainty given about coming back. So many people actually, had to give up their studies, go on with other pathways. So if you're an international student choosing to come here and you look at the experience of other people from your country, over the last couple of years, it would, raise some questions about certainty and whether or not you could have the confidence that if you were to come here, that you would be treated well.
Is there that certainty, do you think?
I don't think there is. I think, for one thing, they're changing some of the rules around the student pathway to residency. So they're cutting off, some of those ways that some students came here, thought they'd study, if they really liked it, make this their home. It's much, much harder for students to do that now under the new settings that the government announced last month. But also they haven't given any certainty to the fact that as non-citizens or non-residents, if we did go into another form of lockdown or quarantine border situation, that these students would be given any kind of certainty about their ability to leave or come back into the country.
More broadly, you mentioned the Productivity Commission report which came out last week, highly critical of the government's immigration approach. Should this be a surprise?
I don't think so. And I think what was frustrating too was that the government's response to that report was basically, we announced a whole lot of stuff last month and that solved most of it, which was quite dismissive. What's the point of having a productivity commission if you're not going to actually take on board anything that they had to say? And I think the key message that came out of that report was that the immigration settings we have at the moment aren't at all tied to any of our wider policy and outcomes that we're seeking. So, for instance, are we trying to invest in building more infrastructure? Maybe we should be looking at skill sets that support that.
Were you surprised by this report's response to how the government has been doing here?
No, I don't think I was. I think there's been a lot of criticism over immigration over the last couple of years, particularly, from people screaming out for employees, trying to look after the employees that were in the country, or, just people thinking, actually, my neighbour down the street, I wish they were treated a bit better. They've come here, made it their home. Let's give them that opportunity.
Is there such a thing as perfect immigration?
No, absolutely not. There's no such thing as having the right mix of immigrants to match the right economy and the settings that we need. But I do think that we can do a better job in saying to, people, if you want to come here to the bottom of the world and to the fantastic country we have, we can do better in treating you well, giving you a pathway and making sure that you can make it at home.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.